You need is a base hit to walk it off. 2-2 to Guillory again as he sends one high and deep and out of here! Andrew Guillory walks us off in game one on a 2-run blast. Here's the 1-0. Lifted into left field. Tracking back and at the wall. Goodbye. Onto the grassy berm, and Aiden Salinas gets our party started. It's 1-0 Pirates. We're getting hits yesterday. They just weren't bringing anybody home. That's driven into left center. Down for a hit. Make it now 4-2. Bases are still loaded, and there's still only one out. Ryder Miller with an RBI single, as here comes Edgar Meza. Route, and well, look on their way to trying to win their second title in 3 years and make 3 straight state title games. 2-1, lifted into left field. Tracking back, making the catch. Rivera gonna tag. He'll come home. 2-0 Tigers on a sac fly by Ashton Ballou. Hudson gives it a ride and goodbye. Go ahead, 2-run blast. A 3-for-3 night for Bryce Hudson as Summer Creek takes a 4-2 lead.
Scarborough at the plate.
Scarborough crushes one to left field. Off the bat it goes. Watch it fly.
Home run.
Cuts it to a 1-run game. Scarborough continues his hot streak.
Wow. It was definitely gone off the bat. It was just a matter of whether it was fair or foul. And the third base umpire runs halfway out to the fence to make sure.
Payoff pitch. Smith sends one to left center. Going back. And bounces and lands at the wall. 2 runners coming in as Smith makes it a 2-0 Leopard lead. Corley and Summers both scoring with ease. They came up oh so close last year. The 1-2. Chop to Sampson. Little underhand toss. Dynasty submitted. The best team in America is the 6A Division II state champions.
Bless them.
All right, here's Christian May, 0 for 2 today. Retired both times via strikeout. One of the 11, two of the 11 that Collier Carroll has today. Upstairs for ball 1.
And now I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks are going to be taking until they get a strike. Collier has waned at times, but the most traffic that he's had is when it's been self-inflicted.
Yeah, if you flash back to that 4th inning, 2 walks and a hit by pitch loaded the bases. As May does take and gets rewarded with ball 2. That's the only chance Pleasant Grove has really had in this game. Outside of the runner getting left stranded at second. That's a strike. 2-1. As Clara he was the pinch runner when Hendershot got that single and then left, of course, stranded at second. 2-1 the count to May. Ball 3. As you hear the reaction from the Calallen faithful. Walker Wright on deck. Count's now full.
Top of the zone, good location. And right now for Pleasant Grove and for Christian May, you cannot come off of that fastball. You take your A-plus cut at it. If he beats you with a breaking ball full count, you live with it.
Payoff pitch. Fouled into the screen.
And that's why a pitch that usually you expect May to be able to handle, but because of the life on it late, all he's able to do is foul it back, and you have to keep with that if you're May.
Payoff again. Fouled into the screen again.
What a battle.
Ball four. Tying runs aboard.
What an at-bat from the Hawks' second baseman. He just took a rip at that pitch, and it may have been a half a ball higher than the one that was called for strike two. He didn't expand, and I don't think there's any doubt right now the job for Walker Wright has to be to get this bunt down. You cannot plan to tie this game up by stringing 2 or 3 hits together because you have not been able to consistently do it throughout the day. You give yourself 2 shots with a runner in scoring position and give yourself the best chance to win.
First pitch, ball 1 for Wright. Over 2 today, struck out twice. Wright skies one and into the parking lot, foul.
I know it's not the biggest piece of Pleasant Grove's game because they haven't needed to use it all that much this year, but paint me a little surprised that we haven't even seen a square around attempt from Walker Wright.
Over to first. Christian May safe.
And that time he did. That was a perfect time for Carroll to pick over just to see if you're going to get the hands, and now you can relay that to your defense so you can be in the bunt coverage that you want to be in.
1-1 to Walker Wright. Lays the bunt down. Carroll. Take throw. It's wide. Christian May all the way to third. Walker Wright to second. Tying run at third. Go ahead and winning run in scoring position at second.
For 2 reasons you put this bunt down. One, the sacrifice. The other is it forces Collier Carroll to force his position, and he has to turn his feet. That's not a comfortable angle for a pitcher to throw from. A small ball that is not a trademark of this team, and maybe the biggest reason why they're a base hit away from exacting revenge from a season ago.
Pleasant Grove today 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They are looking to change that. And big spot here for the sophomore in Rose, as we have a convergence on the mound.
Well, this entire defense has to be on the same page because we just saw a bunt work out, and you may, if you're Coach Fincher, not even take the chance of what happened back in the 4th inning. What you might think about doing is squaring a bunt around right now in a safety or even suicide squeeze situation. Get your run, and then it's all well and good. You play for fun for that winning run because you have to make sure that you come away with at least one. Only 1 hit has left the infield today. You have to remember that if you're Pleasant Grove. You feel good about where you are right now. But you have to remember that the most traffic that you have gotten is because you have drawn 4 walks. It has not been because you have hit the ball all around the yard. And not only is the only hit the one to leave the infield, not a singular ball outside of that hit, including outs, have left the infield today.
Craziest out of the weekend so far.
I have half a mind if I'm Coach Fincher to put down 2 consecutive bunts. You can talk about aesthetics on the bus ride back to Texarkana.
If you come away, take that over 5-hour bus ride to Texarkana with a gold trophy, it's fine. All right, sophomore in Blue Rose up 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking and into a 6-3. Tying run at third, winning run at second. Some high drama here in game 1 of the day as Rose swings and misses. Strike 2.
You battle. That's all you have to do right now if you're Blue Rose. We just saw what happened when you test the Cal Allen defense. You got to give yourself a shot. It doesn't have to be the hardest hit ball in the world.
Ball 1.
Tough take.
Cal Allen fans were ready to erupt. The 1-2 to Blue Rose. Chops it over to second. They just go with the throw to first. Game is tied at 1 apiece. Winning run just 90 feet away now.
Do your job. And Rose did it. You know that you cannot afford a strikeout. What you'd have to do is take advantage of the fact that Carson Klosterman, for some reason, was playing deeper than the rest of the infield. So he has to come in to make the play. The halfway contact play was on, so May wasn't off with the crack of the bat, and you're still able to come through. So where all of the people in goal can say, "You're my boy Blue," and he's tied up this baseball game.
Well, here's the DH and junior Trevor Hendershot. 1 for 2 today, singled back in the 5th. Lined out to first, back in the 3rd. As they will intentionally walk him to put the double play in play. And it is all up potentially to win this game, maybe to Landon Fincher. 0 for 2 today, struck out twice. 1 swinging, 1 looking.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Coach Chapman or Coach Lopez go out because something could be on 1st and 3rd, and your 1st and 3rd defense has to be perfect.
Swing and a miss by Fincher.
It's the number 9 man in your order, and you could play around with Hendershot potentially jogging his way through 1st and 2nd to try and draw and throw, or you have a play on to potentially try and make Collier Carroll balk.
Walk-off balk would be an all-timer.
Well, it's on the table because if Hendershot goes early to try and steal home, you force him to make a pronounced movement to step off.
Pulls back on the bunt. Count is 1-2. Again, Hendershot at first, Walker right. The state championship winning run sits at 3rd. Ball gets away. Here comes Wright to win the state championship for Pleasant Grove.